Okay, so I'm out here with Brando, who came in a couple days, or actually came in yesterday. Very fearful. He kind of went after me initially when we got him out of the car, and kind of got that sorted out. A lot of kind of time in the crate, and just we went on 2 walks, so that's kind of helped build a relationship. But you can see he still likes to kind of keep his distance from me, which is fine. You know, that's actually, I'm safer if he's allowed to have enough leash to move away where he feels comfortable. So today I'm just going to work on some long line work with him, and I just wanted to kind of show people my long line technique. And these are our new Lucas Agnew long lines that we've made. They're basically like our slip lead, but just 15 feet. So great tool for this dog where I'm not really at a point where I can, you know, he's comfortable with me going around and putting collars and stuff on his neck. So these I can just slip over them, and off we go. So as far as how I handle long lines, I usually put the loop here in my thumb, or sometimes I'll just put it here in my hand. If I'm working a dog on remote collar, I just stick the remote right here. So, and thumb's always a good option, because then you have more room here for the remote. So what I do is I basically, if I'm coiling the leash in, I just basically overlap it here onto my fingertips, and that way if the dog's going to move out, I just let that pay off of my hands. And when I turn and want to bring slack back in, I just lightly coil it onto my hand, so I'm not clutching the line. And then as the dog moves out, I let the leash pay back out again. If at some point I want to shorten them up and kind of work them in a little bit closer, there's 2 options. Excuse me, there's 2 options I do. I'll either take the leash, fold it over this finger, and then I'll just rotate everything into this palm. So this isn't taking the brunt of the pressure. Actually, here in this meaty part of my hand, that's what I use to control the pressure. So if I just rotate my hand and put pressure right there, I get them to move a little bit, I can release it. Another way to do it is, if you want to shorten them out, I just take it and tie an overhand knot or a figure 8 knot. So this is a figure 8 knot. So I'm going to come over and then come through again. So it's just a figure 8 right there. So I have a loop, and it's easy to untie. You just push these together and off it comes. If you don't know that, you can always just do an overhand knot right there. And again, that's pretty easy to untie, even when it gets weighted, especially on these long lines. But you just push it together like this and it comes out. So we're gonna go out and work him on a long line first time, and let's just watch and see what he wants to do here. So I'm just gonna move kind of from point A to point B. Change it up over this way. I'm not going to put too many demands on him. It's going to be up to his comfort level, how close he wants to move into me. So there's a pretty good response to him, is if I put pressure on him by moving in, you can see how, right now he's focused on something else. Right there. Watch him here again if I turn and move in. See how much that pushes them out. So Again, that's something that I do just for him to understand that I walk past you and everything's going to be cool. And you see I've started reining in some of the leash on him now too. Giving him as much leash. There we go. There's a switch right there. Again, I'm going to give him the full length of the leash here. And then slowly start reining him back in again. So, nice and more relaxed right there. That's good. There we go. That's all I wanted. So I can start eliminating that, mild flight where he wants to push out further from me. And I can just be very subtle by taking in this much leash. Or next time I'll take in this much leash. All right, so I'm not allowing him to have as much, but he's still comfortable at that distance. So that's the whole key, is where is he going to be the most comfortable? Well, at some point he's got to learn to work in closer to me. So we're just not pushing it today. Or at this point. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Here I'm just going to work them back in just on some pressure release work. See how close we can get him to come in and maintain his balance level. That's about it right there. That's about it. That's nice. It's a good change. We're going to let him kind of let this soak in a little bit. We'll start moving them again. I'm going to work them back in again, just do some leash pressure work. That's him actually moving on. Being very soft with that pressure. Right there, I'm going to release. Right there, I'm going to release. Kind of hard to see when I'm this far away. That's good. That's about it right there. Now let's see if I can maintain this distance by not allowing him to have any more leash. So again, I'm going to take that, fold it over my finger, couple it right there. So we're going to go ahead and work them on about 5 feet right now. there. So now I'm going to set his limit of flight to 5 feet, 5-6 feet. That's it. That's all we're going to do with him right now. Handsome devil.